Hey everybody, welcome. This is Jason from leanbodymovement.com, and you know what? Today is a Monday, but it's also a really awesome day because it is interview day, and it's actually going to be the interview of the month because I have my mom on the call with me today. just kidding. It's actually my fitness mom, and her name is Shawna Kaminski. Thank you, Shawna, for being on the call.
My pleasure.
And as you can tell, she's really lively. She's just the most transparent person in our fitness circle. I've got, as you know, if you're listening, you already know that I kind of try to seek out who I want to be more like and, who I want to kind of absorb information and their wisdom and fitness with. And Shawna is a big player in that group. She really brings a lot to the table. She's only, a few years older than me, but I still, consider her my fitness mom. She's also the vet of our group that we're in, so it's a huge honor for me to have her on the call. And by the way, not to mention, she's been featured, in PTFatLoss.com, which is one of the biggest hubs for awesome fat loss advice, cutting edge stuff, a lot of cool workouts, free workouts there too. She's also been featured on the ETR.com. She's a certified turbulence trainer, which if you don't know what turbulence training is, you can look that up afterwards and you'll find out a lot more about that. And she's from Calgary up in Canada, and which will explain why she's so transparent and just an awesome person and a fitness instructor. She's been I'll let you tell them more about your story, Shawna, but before we go into challenge fat loss and all this stuff that you got going on, why don't you give us a little bit of a story, just a little bit of how you kind of went from the teaching stuff into fitness?
Okay. Well, first of all, thanks, Jason, for blowing me up and for swelling my head and for having me on the call. It's a big honor.
No
and
problem.
to be associated with great people like you, my fitness son. It's so funny that I am a few years older, like easily double, but that we're kind of colleagues, so I love that. Fitness really does keep you young. I just am immature. But anyway, I just turned 50 this year, so I have a little experience under my belt. I was a teacher for 20 years. I consider myself still a teacher, but just not in a school setting. I competed nationally in 3 sports. I've always been super kind of sporty, and people just always ask me, please, can you train me? And so I was always just training people, and I'm a mom, and I just had and as a teacher and people asking me to train them, really hounding me, and I really wanted to help people because I really love fitness. I love when people feel great about themselves and get results. So I had to figure out a way that I could leverage my time. So I started a little group training studio, and kind of from there went into fitness boot camps and just love that. So I have a Fit Body boot camp, and I just couldn't do it all. So I kind of retired from teaching school. So I was running my fitness boot camps and realizing that I still couldn't help the number of people that were asking. So I went into online coaching and training. So I started a program and online coaching called Female Fat Loss Over 40, and then that kind of moved into pull-up challenge.com, and then challenge fat loss, and then challenge jump rope, and I've got challenge burpee coming up. So kind of just started a whole avalanche of all kinds of online programs because I just been so full of fun ideas of ways to help people. So that's kind of me in a nutshell. So right now I'm running fitness boot camps. My kids are a little bit older, 19 and 16, and and I do lots of online training and get to hang out with cool people like Jason when we meet up for great meetings.
Awesome. So that gives you just a little bit about what Shawna's all about. She's really about reaching as many people as she can. She knows that the real value, and I know that you know the real value of anything, especially in this life, is how many people you can affect, especially, and you found that key for yourself, I think, a long time ago, which is awesome to be able to find that and to unlock that and to just change people's lives, which is great. I think there's no better example than you in the group. So, but
well, the cool thing I like about fitness is that you give people some guidance, and then they do the work, and they give you all the credit. So it's like, wow, I feel awesome when it's like those people that got results with my programs. They were the ones sweating it out and being careful with their nutrition and all that kind of stuff, and it's like so satisfying. To see those body transformations and being just, a part of that. So it's, as you know, Jason, it's really a satisfying, field to be in.
Awesome. That's really great. And you know what? Also, Fit Body Boot Camp is a big thing to mention. I'm glad you brought it up because you have 2 locations, right? You have 2 locations?
I had 2, and
okay.
Now I recently sold my second one. I had a business partner, and she's doing an amazing job, so I don't want to say we parted ways, but we did, and it was a great, everything worked out really well, and so that I really am just focusing on my one location and my several online coaching programs. I have a lot of balls in the air, so it was great that she took over that one. And that was kind of the goal, was to help her get that location off the ground. So I was her mentor for about a year, and then we kind of started it with that end goal in mind. And then I would probably rinse and repeat that process again with getting she was a beginner trainer, and then we kind of took her from trainer to owner. Now she's just changing lives in her area. So that was just another way for me to help people meet their fitness goals by having her, start that location. So I would probably do that again. Just start another location with a partner, and then, have them take over in a year. So I just have the one location right now.
That's awesome. That's really cool. Tell us to be able to say that you've done that, but plus you've reached thousands by this point online and through your programs and stuff. And I know that my quote-unquote real mom, she actually, I think I mentioned to you, she actually picked up her copy of your Challenge Fat Loss program. She loves it, and she wants you to know that she's took a lot of those ideas. Yeah, she took a lot of the ideas that we actually filmed together, and she implemented those into her boot camp. So, but anyway, so yeah, it's awesome. Plus, you made some pretty cool. You kind of invented, per se, some of the calisthenics that are in that program, which are they're pretty deceiving exercises, which are pretty cool to always be able to experience something new versus just doing the same old push-up. So let's go ahead on that note and talk a little bit more about Challenge Fat Loss and how that all ties into kind of your mission for affecting however many people you want to eventually affect with your mission.
Well, before I started Challenge Fat Loss, I have a program called Pull-Up Challenge, and that kind of just happened because I love doing pull-ups, I love doing challenges, and kind of the happy coincidence of doing challenges is when you're focusing on a challenge or performance, and you base your nutrition and your lifestyle around meeting those performance goals, the happy coincidence is often like your waistline shrinks. And throughout my life, I've always had physical challenges. I've always kind of tried to do personal bests, and I'm very competitive. And as I've aged, my competition is really just with myself, which is really the best form of competition, if you ask me. But so I kind of took that concept of personal challenges and put it into the pull-up challenge, because a lot of people can't do a pull-up, and so my goal for them was to, master the pull-up, whether you can do 1 or 20, just to increase that number. So it was a workout program, to help with pull-ups. And it was a full-body program, just based on, let's increase your pull-up and your push-up power. So that was kind of step 1. And then from there, I kind of morphed it because honestly, to do a great pull-up, if you can kind of get rid of some flub, then you're going to be much more effective at doing pull-ups. And so I took the whole challenge idea and some of the challenges in the pull-up program and made challenge fat loss. So these are short, 20 minutes or less, follow-along videos that can be done at home with a minimal amount of equipment, where the focus is on the challenge, but the happy coincidence is generally fat loss, change of, of shape, increasing muscle tone, because, like I said, when you focus on performance, too many people just focus on the scale, and then, they might get lighter, but their performance looks, is waning, their scale is dropping, but they're getting weaker, and to me, that's no good.
Right. And I like that you mentioned that as well, because in all the personal best thing, with you, because I know how, and, when you think about your story and everything, it's really, you do like to push yourself. So I think, the Challenge Fat Loss, Challenge brand is a perfect fit for you, because you're always pushing to kind of new heights. So
yeah, cool. And it's like I'm probably I really am the oldest in our group, right, Jason? Like,
but you're also the youngest, which is crazy. I mean, it's kind of a paradox. It's kind of almost like a cliche or a paradox, or just there's something weird. But people just don't realize, obviously, because they don't really know the whole group and whatnot. But in our group, which is almost maybe more than 40 people now, 40 trainers from around the world.
Yeah.
Shawna, she might be the oldest per se, but she's definitely
chronologically. Yeah.
But I bet I wouldn't even. I mean, if you haven't seen Shawna, she's built like you're so lean, but at the same time you got so much power, and so there's no surprise to me why people try to seek you out and to get on your programs, because you're a living, breathing testimony too, that doing your types of workouts don't make you bulky. They don't provide bulky muscle. It's
exactly.
They provide optimal adaptation for how women and really people in general, because you got guys on your programs too.
I do. Yeah.
So and not to mention, you can knock out probably 30, 40 pull-ups at a time now. So it's pretty impressive.
And it's like what I want to show is that, because the biggest thing that excuse that people will have is that, I'm in my 40s or I'm in my 50s, and so I shouldn't be able to perform. It's like, heck yes, you can still, we might need a bit more recovery time, but it's like not everyone's going to be able to knock out 30 pull-ups, but don't be using your age as an excuse for kind of just getting fat and lazy. I'm sorry for saying it that way, but really, we can always push our boundaries of, being physically fit and, being the best we can be. And so I just want to kind of dispel the age excuse. Like, there's really no excuse. Like, you don't turn 40 and your waist doesn't fall over your muffin top doesn't fall over your waistband. It's not age related. It's activity related. So if we plan our lifestyle around, nutrition and proper training, you really can perform and look and feel great.
Perfect. That's a great thing. So if you haven't already, you might want to open up another page or something. Just check it out maybe after the interview, and I'm sure there'll be a link down here somewhere. But you'll be able to see kind of how Shawna has, really taken herself through a personal journey, but also has inspired really at this point, thousands of other people. But before I forget, let's go ahead and cover this one question I had for you. It's just for especially any of the ladies out there, because I do have some ladies in the community online here. And what would be your number one personal kind of nutritional kind of, or just even fitness kind of habit that you've gotten into and just keep, it's maybe your number one tool that you use?
You know what? It's so hard to. you kind of gave me this to think about, and I have such a hard time nailing it down to number one. But I think really it's just consistency and moderation over time. Like, you know, it's like I've never been on, I never go on like a, starvation diet, where I'm starving myself for a month and then I'm binging for a month. It's like my life in terms of nutrition has been moderation in everything. Like, if I have a cheat meal, I'll eat what I want, but I'm not going to just eat until I can't, eat anymore, and then starve until, I want to eat the window putty. So I think being moderate with eating, because too much of anything is not a good thing, and so and just consistently applying solid nutritional principles, because there's especially with women, there's just too much, I'm on a diet, now I'm not on a diet. Like, I see it all the time with my clients. I even see it in our circles, Jason, with trainers, where they'll be, they'll kind of be an on and an off season. It's like, I'm looking good, I'm looking lean, I'm not looking good and lean. It's like, we should always, and as trainers especially, we have to live the, kind of walk the walk. So just consistently training and following those nutritional principles that really aren't rocket science. Your grandmother knew what to eat, solid, nutritionally dense food, not, processed crap. But, everybody's just looking for a magic bullet. Just consistently apply solid, eating principles, and it really helps over time. It's just those small decisions every day that go a long way. By the time you're 50, they really add up.
Perfect. So I think that'd be your number one, maybe fat loss and personal habit that you do both of those. So perfect.
Probably.
And I'm glad that you can kind of reiterate that. That's a big thing that I try to reiterate as well in on lean body movement. So thank you, Shawna. Unless there's anything else that you wanted to mention or bring up, I know that you got that challenge burpee coming up, right? Is that what I heard?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. So
that is going to be crazy.
Yeah, it's a fun one. Challenge jump rope just came out this summer, because it's like that's such a great thing to, it's body weight and just a jump rope, and everybody's kind of fallen away from. Everyone's looking for some magic bullet and throwing money at, big treadmill or, equipment, when, you can do so much with your body weight and a $12 jump rope. It's like we had it right when we were on the playground with, and so I thought, burpee is another thing. It's like just something so simple, but then you throw that together with body weight movements in creative, short workouts. You never get bored. You keep the intensity high, you work hard, and then you're done in 15, 20 minutes, and you get amazing results.
Right, and that's what I like, is there's a lot of strategy there, but it's very direct, and it's implemented in a perfect way to really get the most bang for your buck in the least amount of time, most efficient amount of time possible. So, cool.
And I know that you, this is how your workouts are too, Jason. So you fully agree with me when it's not the time that you put in working out. You don't need to put in an hour at kind of that slow pace. It's like, work like a dog for 15, 20 minutes, rev up your metabolism, and be done. Get that intensity. And I think that's the missing piece for a lot of people. Like, how you go to the gym and you see the same person over and over again, and it's like they never change, but they never really seem to break a sweat. So it's like, okay, they're maintaining their fitness level, but they're not going to get huge results or, get any, fitter or leaner, because they're not really pushing the envelope. So really push hard for those 15, 20 minutes, and that's when you expedite and see results fast.
Perfect. And I think that's an amazing note to end on, because people just need to think about that one variable over everything else, I think.
Yeah.
Once again, Shawna, before I forget, where can we find you at, and where's the best place that you direct people to trying to learn more about your stuff?
Well, probably my blog is a great place to start, and that's challengeworkouts.com, because I have lots of workouts, video workouts, and then from there anybody can find my challenge, fat loss, my pull-up challenge, my challenge jump rope, and soon to be released in September challenge burpee. I've got body part blitz challenge coming out in the fall. I've got complex challenges and diet challenge coming out in the new year. I've got so many cool things coming out, and so the best spot probably is my blog. And I got just on the little on the right, there's a free report there that you're gonna that you can get, and then you can get on my my mailing list as well. And I send you all kinds of cool stuff if you want to be on my email list, so that you kind of get priority access to all the good stuff.
Cool, perfect. So now you know where to find her. My fitness mom. So thanks again, Shawna. It was a great chat with you today. And I'm sure
thanks for having me, Jason.
Absolutely. So once again, go ahead and hop on over, check out the Challenge Workout community over there, and we will go ahead and sign off. Once again, you can ask any questions probably on this page. There'll probably be a form down below. So if you want to go and do that. Once again, this is Jason from leanbodymovement.com with Shawna Kaminski, and we're going to sign off. Thanks, everybody. We'll talk to you soon.